Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Liga Raketa. We got Southeast Europe Rocket League Championship Season 5, the season that we have always been waiting for, and we're finally here. And I'm going to be your host and cast writer, but I'm not going to be alone. I'm going to have Sleeps with me to cast the games together. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing very well. Yeah, I'm a bit hungry, but I'm actually doing very well. So, what
Oh,
do you
well.
predict for these games, Ryder?
Oh, well, I have a lot of thoughts about the changes, especially like the new format. Like we got a
Oh yeah.
qualifier, only have 8 teams made it to the
Mm-hmm.
competition, so we're not really gonna see one-sided games, or at least I really hope so. And not only that, but we got best of 5 series, and I think we're very familiar with that kind of format instead of
Yeah.
best of four, for example, which had a couple of maybe some kind of cons, I believe. But this is gonna be a whole new season with a whole new format, and I think everybody's just really, really excited. I think it's mostly the players gonna be more excited about this change, and
Yeah.
like especially like we got one new team joining, and I think they haven't really been playing before at League Regatta, or maybe I could be wrong, but they're called Z Esports, and they're playing right now. It's gonna be the first series. Z Esports. Previously, they were known as Frickled Girls. They played in the qualifier with that name. They're gonna be playing against Only the Family. Um, Only the Family. They have Dred, Juusk, and Anthony, and they have been playing here at Liga Rockets a couple of times, and especially at that Scarab Championship tournament we had. They looked great. They looked very aggressive and all, but I think Z Esports could be having such an impact, or like some kind of really strong impression here, because when I looked at the names, like, okay, I haven't really seen them playing before, but looking at the names only, Pahsi, he's like the only player out of all of these players here at Liga Roqueta, besides Hoodie, of course. He got a Wikipedia page, and that means he got a serious dedication to play competitively. And the second player that really caught my attention, his name is Shali, I believe, or Sheila. Yeah, I think it's
It's
Sheila, but
Sheila, yeah. Sheila,
yeah, yeah,
Sheila, yes.
yeah. So both of these players are very experienced. So I'm not really saying only the family are not experienced, but these guys could be something that we should have an eye on.
Yeah,
And
I also need to add that I actually had a chance to play a few games with Skadoosh, and he's also one of the top tier players. I saw what he can do. This is gonna be really interesting, yes.
definitely gonna be interesting because like especially when new players and teams join in the competition that haven't really played before, I think the first series they play in could be very, very important, because they really want to make a name for themselves. They want to gain the respect, or maybe even steal the spotlight from the other established and known teams here at this region, for example.
Yeah.
And uh, it's definitely going to be exciting, and I honestly can't really wait so we could start the game, because a lot of things have been changing, especially like with Only the Family. They have been looking so great, even outside that minor competition we had at Liga Roqueta. They still looked consistent. They still had their aggressive play style, where they just shoot the ball on the backboard, and they let Dred do his things, which is just going for demos. It's gonna be
Exactly.
interesting if he's gonna do it here, like in a serious tournament, though, or maybe they just do this kind of play style when it's a chill tournament, maybe, or something. So, what do you expect, though? How do you think this is gonna turn out to be,
I
especially
don't
for
know,
only the
actually, when you mentioned those demos, I don't think like we might see a demo here or there, but I don't think Dread is gonna have that much space against these kind of players to go for demos and stuff like that. But
family?
I don't know,
Yeah,
it should be really close. It should be really close. I mean, all of these teams, it's a really good thing that we did qualifiers before the season start this time. So as you said, there will not be any mismatches or something like that. It's
yeah,
gonna
like
be very interesting. Yeah.
the previous season, that was like a major issue, I believe. And right now, I don't think we're gonna see more of it. But yeah, just because maybe like we're not gonna see those demos, but they have a very aggressive play style where
Hmm.
they know how to keep up the pressure going on their opponent's health, and eventually they're gonna break down the defense. But if the opponents are like really good when it comes to backward defense and they're able to clear the ball all the time, I think maybe only the family gonna struggle in this series. So I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to make a bold prediction here, and I'm gonna have to choose Z Esports to be winning possibly 3-0 against only the family. So Dred, if you're watching this right now, so don't take this personally, but the names are just looking like something about these names just tell me that the team could be very very strong. So, but who knows? Like maybe only the family would be proving me wrong, and they're gonna have some kind of different results.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
really
yeah.
excited to see what's really gonna happen here in this series as we're about to start. Z Esports versus only the family, and in the best of five series, of course. And there you go, the first kickoff at the fifth season of Southeast Rocket League Championship. Here he goes, Juusk. Maybe not really getting the touch, but Anthony getting the control going, and Juusk didn't really position himself
Okay.
very quickly. And Shila is going to be the first to score. A little bit of mispositioning from the start, as they really seem to be struggling to find their footing, and already 1-0 for Z Esports.
I mean, maybe that was just luck because Juusk, there's no chance he could have expected that. He saw Anthony with the possession and then, like, something happened. And once
Oh,
again, skadoosh.
another one.
Another one.
Yeah, that just came in so quickly. A little bit of fortunate touch, I believe, came in the orange side, like before the player gets demolished. But the follow-up was very quick, and that's already 2 goals for Z Esports. Even within like the first minute, I've seen 2 goals so far, and it seems to be really quick when it comes to scoring and also having the aggression that is required. And honestly, I was like maybe expecting only the family to have it from the start, but I think we're gonna see a whole different result this time. As
Yeah.
Skadooshi looking for another setup, but it's gonna be Juusk, I believe. That's how you should be pronouncing his name. And Anthony could be getting the follow-up, but still Shila is able to get the block, but they're doing a lot better right now because they're able to get the ball staying in the blue side for a little bit longer right now. Dred with a shot, almost on target, but Anthony coming in to strike again. But again, that one doesn't really seem to be that much of a threat. This Anthony couldn't really get the touch that he wanted, and Dred trying to come over, but again, they seem to be only the family. They seem to be struggling when it comes to keeping up with the pace at the moment. We're not really seeing a strong ball control plays or something like that. They're just trying to get something done very, very quickly when it just comes to getting these quick hits or maybe trying to clear it away. But Dred catching everybody off guard and breaking the silence, 2-1 on the board for them. And I believe it's going to be another mispositioning this time, but it's going to be coming from the blue side this time. As everybody seems to be overcommitted, like for the blue side, they were overcommitted in defense, and only the family, they seem to be overcommitted in the offense, but it doesn't really matter as they get another
Oh,
goal
wow.
right now, and we're tied up at this point.
What a nice dunk from Anthony. Nice block that actually turned into a dunk.
Yeah, it didn't really seem to be there's like any way they could stop that from going in, as it just bounced off the crossbar and it still went in. But only the family, they seems to be waking up and doing a really good job when it comes to maybe trying to adapt and keep up with the pace, because they really struggled when it comes to having that kind of momentum from the start. But at this point, I think, yeah, they got like 2 goals so far, and they're able to break through, like from having to be playing more defensively at the beginning, and right now they're definitely having something that's change and help them to turn this all the way around. And Anthony
Ooh,
with a
Anthony
shot
with another.
backwards
Yes.
and just with a follow, and this is exactly what I've been talking about. Only the family, they're known for this kind of play style. Even if the shot doesn't really go in, they're always going to be having somebody lurking to get that follow-up, and they seal the lead from Z Esports.
Yeah, exactly. You see, that's why I didn't actually want to predict anything because, I mean, all of these players individually are very good, but playing as a team is a totally different story where anything can happen, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be Z Esports. Maybe they haven't really been playing as a team for quite some time, but only the family. I think they have been doing it for like at least 2 months, I believe, or maybe 1 month and a half, and maybe that could be making the big difference this time. As player goes for the double tap but can't really get the read, and a bit of miscommunication and misunderstanding about who's gonna go for the ball right there, but doesn't really end up being that of a crucial moment for only the family. And Dred started going for these demos, and seems to say that, yeah, maybe we're not gonna see those demos, maybe just one or two and that's it, but
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
maybe that's a good sign for only the family. Maybe they're just feeling really confident and comfortable to go for these plays, but they extend the lead by 2 right now, and 1 minute and a half remaining, but it has been so quiet for Z Esports, and only the family, they started dominating in game 1.
Yeah, they started so fast, so hard, and then somehow only the family took over the control of the game,
And we get to see
and
another
now
setup.
they just seem so much faster.
Yeah, they're going with the same kind of playstyle again, shooting it on the backboard, and even if it doesn't really go in, that could still be wasting time from their opponents, and they're also having 2 goals lead, so even if they make a mistake, they can still have another chance to maintain the lead, but I think they're still going for their offensive plays as the shot comes in, but Shila is able to get the block, and another one comes in, and the demos are just raining at Z Esports at this point. There's almost no way they could avoid this. They have to keep up with the saves and clears, and they also have to avoid Dred or maybe even Anthony from getting demolished. But we get to see Pahsi getting a revenge demo, and Sheila as well, taking 2 players from OTF. That's gonna slow down those aggressive plays from them for a moment. A really good save from Dred that gets pinched all the way to the blue side. That's gonna be giving them plenty of time to find their positioning yet again, but Pahsi couldn't really find the clear, and Sheila trying to take over, but it's gonna be immediately denied, and OTF, they're trying their best to hold into that lead. 10 seconds left, and I think the first game is already written for OTF, so maybe I'm wrong when it comes to um, making that prediction about the results, where it's gonna be 3-0 for Z Esports, but only the family, they're looking really, really good right now, and they did very well when it comes to adapting, and they managed to keep up with the demos without really losing their position, and that's what I really like to see from only the family. But let's see how Z Esports can be bouncing back, or how only the family gonna maintain this kind of playstyle to continue through until the end of the series. But what do you think, Sleeps? Like, how are you expecting the next games are going to be? Like, are we gonna see maybe Z Esports, like, yeah, maybe they needed some kind of warm up, or maybe they needed to test
I
the
don't know.
water routes? And all right,
I
so
actually
yeah,
expect that in the next game, both of the teams will be playing much more cautious, much more careful. They're gonna be paying much more attention to the game. So I expect actually to be a slower game this next game. Yes.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Like, it was like 4-2. I think that's quite of plenty of goals when it comes to 3v3. Like, normally we'd expect him to 1-0 or like maybe 2-1, but yeah, maybe you're gonna see a whole shift in playstyle and the momentum right there.
I'm
But
putting my
again,
money on 2-0.
all right,
Yeah.
well, we'll see. We'll see, because I have already made a statement earlier and I already got it wrong. But again,
Yeah.
I'm still impressed. Like, yeah, even if I made a wrong statement, I still enjoy watching only the family playing just because of their aggressive playstyle. So, either ways, I think it's gonna be a win. Even if I don't get the predictions right, at least we're getting the joy out of watching this kind of aggressive playstyle where they
Exactly.
go
Yeah.
with the demo and also having uh, plenty of pressure against their opponents. But we still can't count. count, I mean, Z Esports out of this because there's still plenty of time remaining, and it's gonna be best of 5, so there is still a chance for a reverse sweep. That's gonna happen. But so far, 1 minute in, and nobody has scored, and this is already different than the first game.
Exactly, yeah.
Now skadooshi off the backboard, Juusk clearing it off to the other side. And everybody seems to be overcommitted, but shot doesn't really go straight into the net, and Shila trying to waste time as much as possible. Zero boost, he's really forced to make a play happen, but Dred getting the demo, and skadooshi can't really find the read, and Pahsi trying to get the job done, but Juusk is able to meet him up in the air to get the block, and we're still staying scoreless here, nearly 2 minutes in, and the pressure just coming from both sides, and it doesn't really seem to be one-sided at all, especially compared to the first game, where it seems like, yeah, Z Esports, they were dominating, but right now it's like, yeah, both are just playing really good when it comes to having the defense and also having those offensive plays.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I said I was expecting a slower game, a much slower game, but this is this is actually not at all slow.
Maybe it's slow when it comes to about who's gonna score, but the pressure, like the clears, are just looking so good right now. And I think it's only a matter of time, like which team is gonna be overcommitted, or like maybe can't really keep up with their boost management, where they could be having a goal to be slipping toward the net. But yeah, it's like still 2 minutes, almost 2 minutes left right now, and haven't really seen a single goal yet, and you really wonder if that's gonna be a 1-goal game.
Maybe it will be, or maybe it will go to overtime actually.
Oh, really good
Ooh,
shot! Oh, what a
a
save from skadooshi! That's a solid read and positioning to get
Skadooshi
that
was so
out
ready
of
for
there.
that.
Yeah, I think he was definitely born ready for that save. It was like 90% in, but he was still able to get it out. And Dred, could he find the read off the wall? It's gonna be off to the other side, but Juusk is there for the follow. And Anthony off to the other side, but nobody seems to be home. Juusk is able to get the save.
Juusk
And
just in
that was
time.
the save. Exactly, just in time. And we're seeing those saves back to back. And we're equal when it comes to how good the defense is, and also those counter plays from both sides. And another shot comes in, and again, almost on target, but nearly a minute left, and we still haven't seen that goal. And I really think it's gonna be an overtime, but a really good pass. Oh my goodness,
Oh,
almost
wow.
on target.
Oh wow.
But that would have definitely, I think that would have been a clip for Z Esports, not just even single or like normal goal, but skadooshi with a long
Family now
shot,
leaving the
and
open net.
this is
Oh wow.
how the best goal gonna be, like after all of that pressure, after all of these good defensive plays, it's just gonna be a normal open net where the ball just gonna be bouncing like that. Just a silly goal. Like, okay, we got
Exactly.
47 seconds left right now. Can OTF find their opening to respond back at Z Esports and have a tie-up game? Anthony up to the wall, skadooshi, really good clear, and everybody seems to be trying to adjust their positioning to be
Maybe
prepared
a
for the
little bit
counter.
of miscommunication there, yeah. Oh, Juusk now with a
No,
nice
really
little
good
dribble.
dribble.
And
Wow.
it's gonna be in!
Anthony and Juusk just stepping up. Okay, Juusk, I think the communication is there right now. In the offensive play, yeah, it's there. Maybe not in the defensive play, but seeing that his teammate going for the demo, and he tried to control the ball instead of flicking it really early, and we already have a tied game, and the final 10 seconds, maybe gonna see a denial, or maybe we're actually gonna go to an overtime here in the second game.
I just have to mention that we can see Pahsi complained about the ping a little bit there. He had 300 ping, so maybe that was the problem they got scored on.
Yeah, that could be one of the reasons, and I think that would be one of the, I don't know, like maybe most of the unfortunate things that could ever happen to you. But hopefully things will stabilize because it's gonna be a very important game right now, and it's gonna be an overtime, and another demo comes in, creating a little bit of an opening. Anthony, can he find the dunk? But it's just gonna be slightly away, and Dred just killing the ball near the wall, but doesn't really result in that much of a play. And Sheila winning the 50 in the midfield, followed by Skadoosh up the backboard, but again, nothing much that could have been maybe resulting in a goal or in an effective pressuring, or maybe even a really good passing play. But still, the ball has been staying in the orange side for quite some time, and they couldn't really find a way to clear it away. As they finally do it, as I was speaking of that, but again, Skadoosh to Sheila, now Pahsi dropping it down, and Sheila with a follow-up, but it's gonna be Juusk off the other side, and a double commit happens, and a quick 1v1 situation. Skadoosh couldn't really find the net, and an accidental team bomb happens, and that could have been the moment for Z Esports to win the game. But right now they have to find a way to create the same kind of pressure and have another opening like that. And I think that moment hurts a lot. They had like 3 chances in a row where they could have easily hit the ball toward the net, but it just those
that was
bumps
so unlucky.
as they tried to rotate back, and yeah, exactly. And they're still having the pressure though, so I think that's still a good sign. But a booming clear coming from Juusk, but Skadoosh again really stepping up the defensive plays for the team, and he's able to meet the ball before it even goes in. And Dred denying the ball from the midfield. It's gonna be Sheila. Now Juusk. Or Juusk, maybe. Skadoosh. That's right. Upfield, but couldn't really get a good touch to have the ball toward the net. And Juusk again. Off to the corner. It's gonna be Anthony. Couldn't really make a play happen, but now Skadoosh couldn't win the 50. It's gonna be a quick 1v1 situation, but Sheila's gonna be aware not to be on the ground because he really wanted to avoid that demo and also get that clear at the same time. And we're seeing more of those attempts of teams going for solo plays, except for Z Esports. They're really trying to find each other's upfield. They're trying to make some use of the space that they're giving to, trying to pass towards each other's. So it's gonna be interesting mix of play style. But
Sheila now with the shot.
And Sheila is going to be punishing the team, and that's a very long overtime, and it's such a close game. But Sheila, seeing that slight boost positioning, and he's right there to strike, and we're going to be tied up here in the series 1-1, and that game was very, very close. Like, we have seen the pressure, we have seen yeah, like maybe the amount of shots, OnlyTheFamilyy didn't really have as many shots as Z Esports, but it still looked very close. They still had the same kind of pressure. They still had their demos and everything else. But at the end, it just seems to be Z Esports, I believe, who happened to had better offensive plays. OnlyTheFamilyy, again, they kind of struggled. Even like you have seen that moment where Z Esports could have actually ended the overtime really, really quickly. But like, yeah, it didn't really happen because of some kind of unlucky plays happened. Like, yeah, an accidental team bump, or just maybe the shot didn't really go in. But that's a sign that Z Esports had better offensive plays and better pressure to put OnlyTheFamilyy in such a hard situation where they couldn't really find the clear as quick as possible. And right now, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, maybe Z Esports won the previous game. Maybe they're gonna have the momentum, or it's gonna be OnlyTheFamilyy finding a way to have the same kind of pressure as they did in the first game, as they start with a really nice passing play, but that's gonna be leaving the net wide open, and Skadoosh couldn't really punish them on that mistake, as we get to see OnlyTheFamilyy already on the clear, and Sheila in the midfield, and Pahsi taking his time in the play, and Anthony getting bumped, and Pahsi with a dunk. They're not letting go of this chance. They want it so badly as they go in the lead.
We have to mention that bump from Sheila on Anthony. That was so
Yeah,
good actually.
that was a very good play coming from Z Esports, and he was
Just
able to squeeze
creating
the
all the
ball
space.
straight into the corner. So he didn't really want to normally shoot the ball, but he also forced himself to have some weight on the ball just to prevent it from being cleared. Seeing that opening, they really want to get something done because they know that that bomb was really good, and they really wanted to make the most out of that play. And there you go with 1-0 for Z Esports. Now Juusk with a solo play, sending it to the backboard, and both players gonna be missing Anthony, trying to find the net, and skadooshi to Pahsi, but couldn't really have enough boost to get the touch. And Anthony with a booming clear. And these demos, it seems like we are seeing reverse in the roles here. It seems like Z Esports are getting more of these physical plays than OnlyTheFamilyy. Like, we're seeing, oh, never mind, I think Dred just proved it wrong right away, but again, it just, we're seeing more bumps and demos coming from Z Esports than OnlyTheFamilyy, even though OnlyTheFamilyy, they're more known when it comes to applying these physical plays. A really good center ball, but nobody seems to be able to follow it up. Maybe they're trying to play it a little bit more safe because they had a couple of open nets, but alright, Pahsi coming in with
Okay,
a upper 90 shot. Shila, really good pass actually, again using the walls, and that read from Pahsi, it's
that
just
was insane.
incredible. Definitely insane. I mean, look at how the players are being involved in these offensive plays. One of the players maybe going for a bomb, or maybe trying to pass to each others. I think they are having more variety in these offensive plays, rather than just having the same thing over and over again. Because yeah, maybe it worked against Z Esports in the first game, but right now it seems like it's a whole different shift in momentum. And again, Z Esports applying these bumps and demos against their opponents, using their own strategy. And he also put a solo play again in the air, but it's gonna be blocked immediately. Now skadooshi getting completely demolished. Anthony with a double demo, but couldn't really make the most out of that. And still Dred getting the bump on the last defender, but the position of the ball didn't really seem to be that great to work with. And again, they have to find a way to clear the ball and have their counterplay, because they're slowly running out of time here. They're being very slow when it comes to applying the offensive pressure.
Okay, that was really close.
Now Shila, again we're seeing plenty of demos right now, so for every few seconds we're gonna see a 3v2 situation, but we're not really seeing that much of results from these demos. Like, yeah, a player getting removed out of the play, and skadooshi couldn't really get the dunk this time. They're still having 2 goals lead, and almost a minute left, and we still haven't seen the first goal coming from OnlyTheFamilyy, and I think that's only going to be harder and harder to make the comeback possible in this game.
Yeah, I wanted to say that OnlyTheFamilyy started to struggle a little bit in defense, as it seems.
Yeah, like especially when it comes to the defensive rotation, it seems like they kind of get maybe outpaced a little. They had the struggle in the first game, but I think their offensive plays kind of helped them to overcome that problem. But right now I think Z Esports, they really managed to step up their backboard defense, and also they're using these bumps and demos again against OnlyTheFamilyy. So that's just preventing from OnlyTheFamilyy from being themselves, and I think this is why they're struggling, and they can't really seem to be able to you know, find the net or have a strong offensive play, as the final 10 seconds about to count down the third game with 2 goals lead for Z Esports. And I think it's gonna be, yeah, you actually called it, Sleeps. You say 2-0 in this game, and You're actually correct about this. So maybe you should have been the one making those predictions instead of me.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm just finally happy that we can see some of the top tier plays and top tier players in Liga Raketa. I'm really enjoying watching this game.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, like Z Esports, they haven't really played before here in Liga Raketa, and right now they're doing it, and I think they are on their way to make a big statement. Even though we're still here in the sea, so I think only the family they could still sip up if they want. Like they just need to um, focus more on the defensive rotation because they're kind
Yeah.
of getting caught when it comes to those booming clears, leaving the net wide open, and all of these players would be front flipping toward their own health as they seem to be overcommitted. But again, for Z Esports, I think they're looking for that statement to make that, yeah, you guys should be keeping an eye on us, and
Juusk now with the open
only the
net.
family, they're gonna be scoring first in the fourth game. But really good demo from Dred actually. This one ended up being very smart and creating the space that was needed. And look at how easy the shot was for his teammate. And maybe you don't really need to pass to your teammates. Maybe this is all what you have to do. Juusk off the backboard. Dred with a shot almost on net, and that could have been expanding the lead, but with Anthony's follow-up again, just bounce off the post, and Z Sports already in the counter. But right now, I think we're seeing um, a lot of midfield plays coming in at this point. Pahsi, this time he's gonna be getting the demo, and skadooshi with a really good pass straight to the middle, and I believe the only choice for him was to make it is just the free flip, but even with that couldn't really make it toward getting the shot. And again, only the family, they have to play defensively, but they have to be careful because it has been going on like this for the past few seconds. A lot of shots are coming on the orange health. Now skadooshi. Again, a lot of free flips coming from Z Esports. Maybe they need to start to control the ball a little bit more, because it seems like every offensive play seems to be rushed. I think they're trying their best to respond back as quick as possible. I think this is exactly what they're trying to do. But yeah, the pressure is building up, but only the family, they're able to keep up with all of these plays so far. And Dred, the cleanest touch, but this one gonna slow it down as Anthony is gonna be the one taking over. And Anthony again getting another touch in the midfield, just having an extra touch to delay the counter, and Shila with a demo on the last defender, and they get the revenge on only the family.
This was nice.
Definitely nice, and I think it's a very satisfying moment for Z Esports. I think they really needed to respond back. Like from the beginning, we have seen them trying to be so aggressive, and the way they score is just like from the same kind of strategy as their opponents had against them. And I think this makes a statement like, yeah, whatever you guys can do, we can do the same, or maybe even better, as we can have another close game halfway in, 1-1. But only the family, they can't be satisfied with a tied up game. They need to make something happen to have the lead back, because it's gonna be now or nothing. And Juusk with a really good save off to the other side, but they're kind of struggling when it comes to maintaining the boost. And again, Dred taking out a player from the blue team. Anthony with a solo play in the defense, trying to slow it down a little, and this one's gonna be bouncing dangerously on the backboard, and Sheila having the lead right now. Anthony, I think he really wanted to slow it down just a little to give his teammates maybe enough time to get some boost, maybe to calm themselves down and get some better positioning, but the strike was coming in so fast, and already a goal for Z Esports. Almost a dunk from Dred, but it's gonna be blocked and also cleared away by Z Esports. Now Pahsi, putting it high, and Juusk with a really good passing play, but it's still not gonna be enough for that to be a goal. It was just a little bit too high as it bounced off the crossbar and it went all the way out. And Pahsi with a shot, it's gonna be a little bit weak, and nearly the final minute of this game. And one goal is the only thing that is separating them from staying alive in this series. So they really need to have faster counter plays. And Juusk with a really good center ball. It's not gonna be cleared that far. They're still having the pressure in the going in the blue half. And Dred. Now Shila. With very low boost play. Is able to get the demo and also the shot on target. That's gonna be wasting extra seconds. And time is precious for OnlyTheFamilyy right now. But a big mismatch happens and Dred chasing the demo couldn't really get it. Now Anthony with Dred, a double commit near the wall. And now Shila and coming in with the final nail in the coffin. 2 goals lead, 15 seconds. If it wasn't possible earlier, how is it gonna be possible in 15 seconds right now?
It seems like once again only the family is starting to struggle in defense against Z Esports. They just can't seem to keep up with the momentum and the pressure that Z Esports is putting on them. We saw that in the last game too. Maybe they're just
Yeah,
getting boot starved or something.
yeah, boost starvation are definitely happening, and also the bumps, demos, and the adaptability coming from Z Esports, they're definitely showing. But they won the first series that they played in, and GG's. I think that was a really good series. I mean, all right, I was saying, yeah, they needed to make some kind of impression because it's gonna be their first time playing, and I think they actually did. But we're still not gonna be done because remember, like, only top 8 teams made it. So, like this season, it's not gonna be an easy run, like in the brackets and like everything else. But again, still GG's. I'm really looking forward to see more of Z Esports, how they can be performing like against the other known teams. But OnlyTheFamilyy, I don't think they did that bad. I think they did very well, but it just in the end it didn't really seems to be enough to get them a win against Z Esports. But again, GG's, and that's very well deserved for Z Esports. I really liked how they were able to adapt and see what really went wrong and try to change that and still maintain the momentum through the series. And I believe we're gonna have our second series, which is gonna be Spricer Esports versus Fort Templar Renegades. Uh, I don't think the players are just completely new, but it's just the team names that maybe people are not gonna be familiar with. But in Spricer Esports, I think the most known player we have, he's Mizzy Easy, and I think everybody was like cheering for him and his team in the chat, and also for uh, Templar Renegades. They have
Yeah.
Azaraza. I have seen him playing in the 1v1 tournament, but it's gonna be interesting to see him how he's gonna be playing in a 3-man game. Yeah, of course, 1v1 is a different thing, but in 3v3, let's see how Azaraza gonna be playing. Like, is he gonna be able to make some use of his 1v1 skills in a 3v3 mode, or maybe not? And maybe we're gonna see Spricer Esports to be dominating in the next series, but I believe we gotta go in a small break until we prepare the next series. And yeah, so don't go anywhere. We're still gonna have more Rocket League games, and we'll see you guys after the break.